Hello and welcome. This is Notibot ENG. I'm your anchor. Name. Global tensions have escalated in the Middle East as Iran has taken a hardline stance against the United States. In a move that has raised alarm bells, Iran has reimposed control of the Strait of Hormuz and fired on tankers. The situation has sparked a new wave of concern, with U.S. President Trump warning Iran that it cannot blackmail the U.S. We'll bring you updates on this developing story, including an exclusive look at the Strait of Hormuz and the latest on the Iran-U.S. conflict. Following a tense escalation, Iran has reasserted its control over the strategic Strait of Hormuz, sparking global concern and a series of alarming incidents. Iran has reimposed strict control over the Strait of Hormuz, a key global shipping route, and fired on at least 3 commercial vessels in a sudden escalation of tensions. The attacks, which occurred on Saturday, have sent shockwaves through the international community, with the U.S. and other countries condemning the move. According to maritime security reports, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps (IRGC) was involved in the incidents, which included a tanker being hit by gunfire 20 miles north of Oman and a container ship being hit by an unknown projectile. The attacks come as Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, has threatened bitter defeats in a statement on Telegram, and as the U.S. has refused to lift a naval blockade of Iranian ports. In response, Iran has closed the strait, less than 24 hours after it was declared reopened, choking off a vital shipping lane that carries roughly 1/5 of the world's oil supply. The U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, has said that American forces are still enforcing the naval blockade, and that 23 ships have complied with their order to turn around since it began. The Strait of Hormuz is a crucial waterway that connects the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman, and its closure has significant implications for global energy markets. The U.S., UK, and other countries have expressed concern about the escalation of tensions in the region and have called for calm. The incident highlights the ongoing tensions between Iran and the U.S. and the need for diplomatic solutions to avoid further conflict. Tensions between Iran and the U.S. have escalated further, with a warning from former President Donald Trump following a disturbing incident in the Strait of Hormuz. Tensions between Iran and the U.S. have escalated in the Strait of Hormuz, with Iran reasserting its control over the waterway. The situation has taken a turn for the worse after 2 tankers reported coming under fire in the channel on Saturday. The U.S. has maintained its blockade on Iranian ports, a point of contention between the two nations. Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, has threatened to make the U.S. taste the bitterness of new defeats if it continues to blockade the strait. U.S. President Donald Trump has played down the threat, saying Iran has got a little cute and that the U.S. will not be blackmailed. Trump has called a meeting in the Situation Room to discuss negotiations with Iran, but there is still no firm date for talks to resume. A senior U.S. official has warned that unless there is a breakthrough in talks, it looks as though the war could reopen within days. The situation matters because the Strait of Hormuz is a critical shipping lane, with over 20% of the world's oil passing through it. The blockade has already caused disruptions to global supply chains. The crisis has also raised concerns about the potential for miscalculation or escalation, given the high levels of tension between the two nations. The fact that Iran is reasserting its control over the strait also has implications for regional stability and the balance of power in the Middle East. As tensions over Iran's maritime claims continue to escalate, a key waterway in the Middle East has seemingly opened up, but is it really? A recent announcement by Iran's Foreign Minister, Abbas Araghchi, has seemingly reopened the Strait of Hormuz for commercial vessels, but the situation remains uncertain. The strait, a crucial oil shipping channel, has been blocked by Iran since the U.S. and Israel attacked the country on February 28. A ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran is set to expire on April 22, and tensions remain high. Araghchi stated that commercial vessels can now pass through the strait, but only on designated safe lanes. However, Iranian state TV later quoted a senior military official, suggesting that military vessels would still be prohibited from passing through the strait. This has led to criticism from some Iranian news outlets, who argue that the passage would be considered void if the U.S. naval blockade continues. The announcement comes as maritime groups verify whether it is safe for vessels to travel through the strait. Tracking shows minimal ship movement, suggesting that the situation is still fluid. The U.S. President, Donald Trump, has stated that a naval blockade of Iranian ports would continue until a peace deal is agreed between the two countries. Trump described the situation as a great and brilliant day for the world, but the reaction to Arachi's announcement has been mixed. The Strait of Hormuz is a critical choke point, with over 20% of the world's oil passing through it. Any disruption to oil shipments could have significant global implications. The situation highlights the ongoing tensions between Iran and the U.S., and the need for clarification on the status of the strait. We now turn to a critical waterway at the crossroads of global politics, where tensions are running high, and the stakes are at their highest. CBS News has obtained exclusive footage of a rare event in the Strait of Hormuz, a critical waterway connecting the Persian Gulf to the Arabian Sea. A massive fleet of U.S. Navy warships, including the USS Nimitz carrier strike group, sailed through the strait on Tuesday, a move that has sparked tension in the region. The U.S. Navy operation is part of a long-standing commitment to protect the free flow of oil and natural gas from the Middle East, a region that accounts for nearly 20% of global oil production. The Strait of Hormuz is a vital choke point, and any disruption to its stability could have far-reaching consequences for the global economy. The operation comes at a time of heightened tensions between the U.S. and Iran, which has been accused of threatening the region's stability. The U.S. has been working closely with its regional allies, including Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, to counter Iran's influence in the region. The fleet's presence in the strait was confirmed by U.S. officials, who said the operation was routine and aimed at demonstrating the U.S. military's presence in the region. However, the move has been interpreted by some as a show of force, aimed at deterring any potential aggression from Iran. The Strait of Hormuz is a key strategic location, and any incident that occurs there could have significant implications for global oil supplies and prices. The U.S. Navy's presence in the region is a reminder of its commitment to maintaining stability in the Middle East and its determination to protect American interests in the face of emerging threats. Developing tensions in the Middle East continue to escalate as reports emerge of a dramatic escalation of hostilities in the region. Good evening, I'm your name, and this is a live update from our news center. Iran's Revolutionary Guards have announced that they are closing the Strait of Hormuz, a critical waterway connecting the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman, until the U.S. blockade is lifted. This move comes after two ships were reportedly fired on as they attempted to cross the strait. According to reports, the two ships were operated by the Marshall Islands and were traveling through the strait when they were attacked. The incident has sparked international concern, with many countries condemning the Iranian move as a threat to global maritime trade. The U.S. has strongly condemned the Iranian move, with a senior administration official stating that the U.S. will not be intimidated by Iran's actions. The official emphasized that the U.S. is committed to defending its interests in the region and will take all necessary measures to protect its personnel and vessels. The closure of the Strait of Hormuz is a significant development, as it could have major implications for global energy supplies. The strait is a critical choke point for oil exports from the Middle East, and any disruption could lead to increased prices and shortages. The incident has also sparked concerns about the escalating tensions between the U.S. and Iran. The two countries have been at odds for months over a range of issues, including Iran's nuclear program and regional security. The situation remains volatile, and we will continue to monitor the situation and provide updates as more information becomes available. And that's all for tonight's news recap. Thank you for joining us for the latest updates on the Strait of Hormuz and Iran-US tensions. For more in-depth analysis and breaking news, be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media. We'll keep you informed as the situation develops. Until next time, good night and stay safe.